Mr. Jitesh, can we have you on the screen, please?
Yeah. Am I
Yeah,
visible?
welcome, Jitesh. Welcome to 9th NBFC 100X Summit. Over to you now. You can start with the industry presentation.
Sure. Is my presentation visible to all?
Yes, we can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. A very good morning to all the people. Myself, I am Jitesh Khaitan from SAS India. I basically head the industry practice for banking and financial services. Today, what we are going to talk about is integrated risk management from NBFC perspective. So basically, what we are going to talk about today is a broad overview of the sector. My previous panelist did present a good overview of the sector. We'll just talk about what is happening in the sector, how we are transitioning from a new normal to super normal, keeping our fingers crossed, and what are the things which we are seeing from a risk perspective in this transition. We'll also briefly talk about the integrated risk platform of SAS. What is, what does SAS do as a company? What is the SAS integrated risk platform? What are its capabilities? And then we'll also talk about some of the conversations we are having with NBFCs in the market. So there are a lot of areas of integrated risk management where we are talking to customers on asset liability management, on Ind AS 109, on general governance, risk and compliant data management. So we'll be covering all of this today. So basically, when we look at NBFC as a sector, as my previous panelists pointed out, yes, things are looking up, and keeping fingers crossed for the pandemic surge, things are definitely looking up. There are a couple of trends which we are seeing in the market. One of the trends which we are seeing in the market is there is a shift of, in terms of housing loans or in terms of private auto loans from the NBFCs to the banks in general. But again, that this can be traced to what NBFCs are more focusing on underbanked customers who are taking credit for the first time, or basically they are also venturing into areas like low ticket MSME loans or used vehicle loans. Again, when we are speaking, or when most of the industry watchers or NBFC people are talking about, they see a surge in credit. They see a credit momentum in low ticket housing. They see a surge in credit momentum in terms of used finance, low ticket MSME loans. Again, the scrappage policies and all, there's again surge of demand from HCB or tractored also. One of the other things which we are seeing in the market, and some of the analysts have pointed out as recently as yesterday, there are asset quality concerns. There is a rise of stage 2 assets, and basically the percentage of NPA is supposed to rise by another 200 bps point till next year and then stabilize. Again, there are a lot of conversations which we are having with a lot of our NBFC customers on Ind AS 109, how they do provisioning for stage 2, stage 3 asset. Can we build more sophistication, more analytics to it? Other thing which we are also seeing in the market is diversification of liability profile. Oppose the DHF
I think we are facing some technical glitch from the SAS team. We are hoping to get them back on the screen as soon as possible.
देश है। विश्व में हमने युवाओं की IT एनर्जी के माध्यम से अपना एक रुतबा खड़ा किया है और भारत इसके बाद के लिए गर्व कर सकता है। दुनिया में हम आंख में आंख मिला करके बात कर सकते हैं। और ये मेरा साथ मैं हमेशा कहता आया हूं, IT plus IT is equal to IT. Information technology plus Indian talent is equal to India tomorrow.
Thank you, Jitesh, for joining us back. I think there was some technical glitch from your end. So we welcome you back to the 9th NBFC. You can probably start with the presentation now.
Sure. I was not sure.
Yes.
Am I audible clearly?
Yeah, you are audible and we can see you.
Okay. So basically I was, I dropped off at this point when I was talking about the integrated risk management offering for from SAS. So basically what I was talking about SAS as an integrated risk management platform, which provides a unified view of risk and a seamless user experience, combining a couple of SaaS technologies. So the technologies which comes bundled along with our integrated platform is our analytics technology, our data management technology, our job execution, and our workflow for GRC purpose. We have a common data model. So once we take in data, we can use it for all the risk use cases, be it risk decisioning, be it ALM, be it IFRS 9, be it credit risk or market risk computation. So that's a basic idea of the integrated risk platform. You get the platform in, and as and when you need the different use cases, you can deploy it on our platform. The platform can be deployed on premises. It can be hosted by SaaS. It is a cloud-ready platform. It is a cloud-native solution. So you can leverage the cloud using this platform also. This platform, since its launch about 2 years back, has been very well received in the market. So we have got industry accreditation in terms of the leading risk and finance integration vendor. We have got industry accreditation in the area of governance, in the area of model risk management, and definitely SAS is recognized as one of the industry leaders in the area of IFRS 9 or Ind AS 109. So these are some of the accreditations which we have got on our risk platform. Apart from that, our risk platform has been, working with financial services and banking customers at more than 300 sites. We have more than 25 plus customers in the banking and financial services area, which use our platform for various purposes, risk management, analytics, and other area. The other thing which I wanted to talk about is what are the conversations which we are having in the market. So one of the key conversations which we are having in the market is around ALM, analytical cycle management. So this is again the legacy of IL&FS issues. So there's an increased push from regulators as well as rating agencies to look at the ALM. And you need to publish the ALM reports and send it to the regulator within a day. So there's a lot of pressure in terms of performance, execution, and calculation of analytics around the ALM use case. So we are having these conversations with many organizations which are looking to automate their ALM or look for a new modernized platform for asset liability management calculation. Again, the couple of problem areas which we have heard in these areas are more around data management. Some of the data is not there in the system. How do you manage it? What is the governance? Other things which we discuss is, the curve generations or the surface generation is not possible in the system. How can you help us with faster execution? So SAS provides a high performance risk engine which can deliver you fastest ALM calculation. So typically in our old platform, if a calculation took 6 hours, in our new platform, we are able to do all those calculations for across the balance sheet in less than 1 hour. Other areas which we are discussing with the bank is provision of regulatory report timely, and some of the other conversations which we are having in terms of NBFCs is, can we look at our profitability? Can we look at our early warning? Can we measure our ALM liquidity gaps against our risk appetite? So these are some of the conversations which we are having on ALM use cases with host of NBFCs as they look to modernize their ALM calculation. Other use case which we are discussing with a lot of our customers is in the area of governance, risk and compliance, and business process automation. So again, if you remember, the regulatory push is very high in this area. So we have a lot of our conversations which are happening around automation of operational risk, enterprise risk, compliance management, fraud investigation. Some of the conversations which we are also having is around the audit area as the NBFC expand into the low credit areas or agri areas. There is a lot of talk about building process management or process automation in that area. Some of the conversations we also are having on managing the outsourcing risk, data privacy. Again, there is a GDPR regulations which have been referred to the standing committee. Again, it is expected to come in India very shortly. Deployment of internal rating scorecards, and some of the NBFCs in the pandemic era have also started looking at business continuity as a use case on a GRC platform. So these are some of the conversations which we are having on the GRC and the business process automation area. Other conversations which we are having is on the digital lending strategy also. So again, NBFCs and fintechs are looking beyond traditional mode of acquiring customer and servicing customer, because it has a high cost and there is a limitation. The mobile penetration and the internet penetration has helped this use case. Again, you are looking at a lot of disruptive technologies which fintech and NBFCs are trying to adopt in terms of AI, RPA, advanced analytics, machine learning, APIs, chatbots, and NLP for their lending strategy to acquire customers and service customer. So SAS in its through its risk platform, through its risk decisioning engine, provides all these use cases which can help you to adopt your digital lending strategy in terms of acquiring customer, doing digital transformation, adopting AI and ML for your customer acquisition, and also deploying models for customer acquisition very speedily. It also helps with open source integration. So if you have your models or your analytical models which are developed in open source, it can be very easily put on the SAS analytics platform, and you can put a governance layer on top of it. So these are some of the use cases which we are looking from on the credit side on the digital lending strategy, which we are seeing from an NBFC perspective. Other use cases which we are increasingly discussing with the NBFC is around data management. So basically, a lot of the NBFCs have started their journey on building their data warehouse or data lakes. So some of the conversations which we are now having is, can you give us an analytical data model so that we can start our analytical journey on it? So again, we have offerings on the area of analytical data model for financial services. Some of the other use cases are around data integration, data governance. Again, there are a lot of conversations happening around data governance for challenges which are there in the existing source system in terms of what data has been captured, what are the issues with those historical data capture, and how that data has to be processed, clean, and used for reporting from a regulatory or an MIS perspective. So we are having a lot of conversations around data quality. Again, as I talked about data lake, data warehouse, data mart. Some of the conversations which we are also seeing is around Hadoop support also, and what kind of visualizations we can bring once the data is in. So some kind of MIS reporting around it. People have also started talking, but though not much about it, they have started talking about data privacy as a thing. So again, this is in line with the GDPR, which has been rolled out in the European geography. In Indian geography, it is still referred to the standing committee, but we do see some kind of conversations on that. And in certain areas, we are also having conversations with the NBFCs to help them advise on to how to create their data infrastructure. So how to build their data lakes, how to build their data warehouse, what kind of architecture they will having. So overall, how can we help them in operationalizing analytics in their organization, and help building a center of excellence or analytics center of excellence around it. Other conversations which we are having with the NBFCs are around in the area of IFRS 9. So again, I talked about loan loss provisioning is something which is becoming increasingly important, and the loss provisioning is expected to grow at least for a year before stabilizing. So these are some of the conversations which we are having with the NBFCs, and these are some of the use cases which can be implemented on the SaaS integrated risk management platform. And this is what we are seeing from an industry perspective. So that's from my side. I think so. I have reached the end, so the 15 minutes for timeline. So that's what we wanted to cover from SaaS side today.
Thank you, Jitesh, for sharing that how SaaS is helping in decreasing the risk factor in NBFCs. And thanks for coming and sharing your views on that. Thank you for your presence.